Yeah, let's get back our Jakob G. We gotta go out in public.
We're gonna go in public.
All right, here we go.
Are we doing it for the bees?
Hold on, I gotta get my vest back on because if I don't, I'm gonna be not right. Jakob G.
For the thumbnail, guys.
The thumbnail.
Where's my glasses?
I don't know. I'm not your glasses.
Oh, they're back here. Hold on.
Holding.
Holding. My hand.
All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1.
That's just
wait. Yeah, I don't think I can do that for the thumbnail. There we go.
Welcome to the Sota Show with Exquisite and d.mo. And Jakob G is on controls. This is the Sota Show. This is the Sota Show.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
All right. You know, we wrote a whole long introduction here, but I think we just got to speak from the heart.
All right, I'll speak from the heart.
All right.
Can I speak from the? Can I speak on it?
Speak to him. Speak to him, D. Speak to him.
On today's episode of the Sota Show, we have an amazing guest. He is a year and a half out from his solo debut project, Smoothie. And he is now back with a very personal, raw, real 4-song project called Sing Me to Sleep. And we're going to talk a whole bunch about it today. We're going to break it all down. Jakob G.
That was really nice.
Hello, bud.
Hey, thanks
welcome.
for having me. Thanks
Welcome
for letting
to
me
the
in
show.
the room.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
You guys look dumb with, the sunglasses inside.
You know, we
Yeah.
tried
Really
to.
stupid move,
We tried to.
honestly.
Yeah,
I don't know if you noticed, but we tried to kind of look like you today.
We did it a little bit in the
Yeah.
Jakob G method.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Looking very G today.
I'm not going to keep it on the whole show because
Yeah, it's kind of a lot.
Yeah, but
Kinda look
that
like a
is
douchebag.
bright light, so I'll look like a douchebag all day.
and it's also hot in here.
My
now.
retinas are gonna be fine, and y'all are gonna be all day.
One thing, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but the studio temperature is not regulated at all.
No,
Ever.
the difference
Okay.
between this room and that room even is like.
It's either a sauna in here, okay,
Mhm.
or it's the tundra. It's a frozen tundra
Yeah.
in here.
Right.
I don't like it, but you know what? We're having a great time today in the studio. Jakob, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah.
You got a new project out. You've had it's been out for how long now?
Let's see. So we're shooting this Monday. So came out last Friday. So 3 days.
3 days. And how's the reception been so far?
The reception's been crazy. So I purposefully didn't really do this huge extravagant rollout like I did for the first project that I did, but this one I just kind of sent it to all my friends because it's a very personal project. I wanted to hear their thoughts on it first. I mean, now I'm kind of working on something, but just hearing the feedback from all my friends, and because they know my story a bit better, so
That's kind of who it was for as well.
Yeah, everyone's been enjoying it a lot. I've been screenshotting all the feedback that I can, and it's been really positive.
I've seen
It's been a great 3 days for me.
Hell yeah.
It's exciting always when you release a new project because you always have that anticipation as an artist of first of all, I've been working on this for so long, it's finally out there, but also, I hope people enjoy this, especially with such a personal project. Have you had a lot of those feelings of I don't know what people are going to think about this. I hope they like it.
Yeah, so my first project was really hype and really in your face about everything, even the more emotional tracks. I would say the only kind of understated track is the outro, but that's because I just wanted the project to fall at the end. But with this one, it's just very mellow and chill all the way through. So I was really worried that people weren't gonna latch onto it like they did the first one, because you can't really party to lullabies or talking to ghosts.
No, it's not for that. It's definitely not for that. But it's something that it shows your growth as an artist too. A year and a half ago or so, from Smoothie, what is the main difference from Jakob then to Jakob now?
My work in here, honestly. So For those that don't know, I've been working here in the studio as an engineer. I've been here for every shoot. I'm the one kind of running the levels in the back. I've been...
Jakob
Yeah.
G is on controls.
Yep, that's me. But yeah, you know, you've taught me so much with like how to mix how to mix other people. I mean, to begin with, but being able to apply that to myself and use these mixing techniques as part of the production and not just like making the vocals sound pretty or the instruments has been huge. And I've been it really let me control the flow of like, you know, whether it's emotion or like of the songs themselves, which, you know, putting that over a 4-track period, it allowed me to just make it so smooth from front to back. Like, this is the smoothie for me.
Yeah.
Helps you like create a story as well
Yeah.
too, with the ability to just mix those two together as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love about it, is like it's 12 minutes long
Mm-hmm.
and it just makes you want to repeat it because you're like, damn, I want to hear that again. I want to hear that story again.
It's very digestible. Like, you could listen to this on your ride to work and then listen to it again on your way home.
It's
And
like the perfect amount of time.
And what went into the decision of making it 4 songs specifically? And also, how did you come across all of these songs? Like, was it organic? What was the process like?
So I guess it's kind of a like somber EP, and that's because like when I first started writing it, I just wasn't in the best spot mentally. It's called Sing Me to Sleep because I was just having trouble getting to bed at night just because like having like intrusive thoughts over and over again. So there was one night where I just went on like a full writing spree, and on that night I wrote the hook for Polaroid Wallpaper, the first verse of Lullabies, and the entire outro. And I wrote them all, and I just wrote them to write them. Because, like I said, I had just come off of like a very hype project. I was like, I'm probably not gonna go in this direction, but let me just get this off my chest.
Did you have like the beats already for them? Or
Yeah.
were you just kind of writing? Okay.
Yeah, I was just scrolling BeatStars, just like looking up sad guitar shit,
Like
lo-fi.
like you said, the flow of it is like amazing. Like the beats that you picked for them, especially the outro.
Yeah.
Me and Dylan were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
Dylan was like, "There's everything that I love about an outro is in this beat."
Just the one I liked, and I want to go through each track specifically because, like, I really want to break down each individual, moment in the track. But the outro overall, like, yeah, it had that like it was like the most hip hop beat, and because it has that like, that Kanye infused Kid Cudi, very synthy auto tune vibe to it. But then it also just the drums, everything about the vibe of it. I've heard in a lot of, or I've gotten the same feeling from a lot of other outros that I've really, really enjoyed. But I want to start in the first one, Lullabies. I want to break down what the inspiration behind that one was and talk a little bit more about that song specifically.
Yeah. So with Lullabies, like I said, the theme of like the whole project itself is just having these like intrusive ass thoughts at night that are just keeping you awake. So I wrote the whole song built on a couple lines from the first verse that I wrote, and it was so these thoughts, it's what I open up with. These thoughts always sing when I go to sleep. So it's fuck. I'm put on the spot. I'm kind of blanking on this.
That's okay.
alright,
That's
it's
okay.
Go to sleep. Like little lullabies for that degenerate soul in me, but they never let me be. They always just load and leave, and I can't sleep with a big head that's too full of dreams. So basically, I crafted the song around that stanza, I guess you'd call it, that 4-bar piece, and the idea is that they're lullabies, like these intrusive thoughts, like they're like, it's something that you hear before you go to bed, but you know, they lull then leave. So like I'm like, once one's done, the next one's comes, and like eventually to go to sleep, you kind of need that silence at some point. You need that peace of mind, and so it's like, you know, a never-ending stream of lullabies that aren't even letting you go to sleep, which is kind of the intent of a lullaby to begin with. And then yeah, once I kind of figured out that concept, I just rolled from there.
And then for a song like Polaroid Wallpaper, you have one other person on this album, which is Josie Oy. Shout out to Josie.
Shouts out Josie.
What went into the decision of having Josie on the track? And what was it like with the writing process with her? Because I remember those sessions, but like, yeah, how was that?
So like from the second I heard the beat, I knew like this is mine and Josie's next song, because we had one song on like my first project, and it did really well, but also it hit a lot of the emotions that I'm like hitting on this one, just in a lot more like peeled back kind of way. So the second I wrote the hook first, and when I wrote the hook, my initial thought was we were gonna go kind of line for line, or maybe like I do 2 or 4 lines, she does the other 4. You know, so that was, I knew from the start that I wanted her in on it, and I remember just making a demo of the hook in here and sending it to her, and I was like, hey, I don't know if you want to do this with me, but like it reminds me of your sound a lot, so like I'd love it if you'd be a part of it. And she was immediately on board, and then yeah, that's kind of history.
And you wrote it together, or you wrote you said you had wrote the hook before, right? Yeah. And I mean, she's incredibly talented. Again, shout out to Josie for killing it on that. What was the like for you when you work with an artist, especially a singer as talented as Josie, and you give them a piece like this? How important is it to catch the same vibe, like catch and connect and have chemistry with that person? Because you can't capture that magic with just anybody or just in any song, right?
Yeah, so I mean that was huge, especially because of our difference in genre itself. Like, so I write in a more like standard hip hop format where I'm hitting a lot of offbeats, and you know, I'm letting lines kind of bleed from one section into the next, whereas she's a pop singer. She's very on beat. She's, you know, a lot of how she sings requires a lot of breath control, so she can't waste breaths on like, you know, just filler words that like a rapper might use. So that was a huge part of it, was just trying to figure out how do I write something for this person. Like the hook took so long because I don't think she's used to like singing that fast.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, you guys make magic every time you step in the booth, get on a song together. That one's definitely a highlight for me. I've heard a lot of great things. I've also heard a lot of great things about your third one, which is Talking to Ghost. I mean, from just an impactful standpoint, what you're actually talking about, to the performance on it as well. I think it's very soulful. Talk to me about that record.
Yeah, so that one was very, like, I mean, bit of backstory on it. 2021 was the first year I ever had to deal with like losing a friend, like having a friend pass away and having to deal with the emotions that come with that, of knowing like my friend who is like my age or maybe a little younger, maybe a little older, like they don't get to play out the rest of their life anymore, like be it from, you know, illness or overdose or whatever. So that kind of sparked something in me. And then last May I had a friend pass away, and that was when I kind of wrote this song. And I remember just sitting, there was a session here and I was just trying to get my head into it, but I just couldn't. So I just stepped outside, and it was really windy, and I was just playing this beat, and I couldn't do anything but write. I guess that's that's how it started. And then the day came where I had to record it, and I was in here by myself. I had just finished up a couple sessions, and I had been sitting on it for like a few weeks at that point. And actually, you were originally supposed to be a part of it, and then I kind of finished writing it, and I was like, I can't put someone else on this song. It's too personal.
Not on that type of song for sure. I remember we were in Molly's parking lot, I'm pretty sure.
And yeah, so I was here just by myself, had the lights all dimmed, and I was really scared to record it by myself because I was like, I don't know how this is gonna play out. So hit up a couple friends, no one could come in. I just said, fuck it, I'll figure it out. And yeah, I was in here going back and forth between the engineer booth and the recording booth, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I cried in here a couple times just trying to record it.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, I'm really proud of it. I think it's the first time people will ever really get to hear me like sing, like try and sing. Because I mean, I've done like a couple hooks, you know, for like a lot of our collaborative stuff, but I've never really gotten to just let my voice shine in the way that I think that track does. It's also just my favorite on the project itself, personally.
And I think I'm really excited for people to hear that different side of you and different side of like, it's peeling back the layers. This whole project is adding a different dimension, I think, to you as an artist, and people get to see that. People get to see a lot more personal side. I mean, they got a little taste, like you said, in Bedridden, but Talking to Ghosts to me is so soulful, like I said, and it's probably my favorite on the project for sure.
I'm glad you guys liked it, because that was the one that I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work.
I mean, it's my favorite too, and it's probably one of the more, relatable ones, especially in the last couple of years here. A lot of people, especially around Mankato, have gone through a lot of loss and a lot of having friends taken away, and just to be able to sit back and just kind of dive into that song, you really get emotional and cry, and you think about your own self, and I think that's the beauty of music that you portrayed out there. So that's an amazing song.
Thank you.
Absolutely, I couldn't have said it better. Especially with, the whole project. It allows you. I said this in the first post, and I really believe in that this project breaks you down and then builds you back up. Like it makes you feel that like you said, Ethan, it makes you think about, you know, where you're at, the people that you had in your own life, but then it also leaves you off with the feeling of, you know, everything's gonna be okay, and that leads to the final song. Let's talk about the Holly Lane outro.
Yeah, so I've heard that a lot, that people like come out of it feeling like everything's gonna be okay. But I'm not gonna lie, when I made the very end of the song, so I get through the rap portion, and you know, I have the message in there of like just opening yourself up to communication and everything. But I also talk about, you know, drinking in the song, like going out with my friends, but, you know, like it feels like the closest friend is like the pen. So like me writing and letting things out, and then ending my actual like performance by saying like, there's not enough ways to do this and that, but there's a million ways to let it haunt you. So I guess it might be uplifting to just hear that, but then I go right into this, you know, like cut back section where I have this low cut on the instrumental itself, so you're just kind of hearing it almost like it's coming out of a radio or a stereo. And I remember I was in here with like a bottle of vodka, and I was like, this is... Everyone who was in the booth at the time was looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? And I just clinked it, and I made sure to get all the sounds of me drinking it, and like the sigh from like the burn afterwards. Yeah. And then, so like for me, it's kind of like, yes, I'm going back to this, but it's there's a self-awareness
Right.
of it. Like that's so I'm saying all this, and I guess the point I'm trying to get to is I personally making it, I didn't understand why people were taking it that way, but as I've gone on this rant, I guess I'm kind of seeing it.
Yeah, because for me, it and I would definitely want to get into the engineering aspects of it and why you have the skits where they are and what they mean. Because to me, when I hear all those things tied together, it connects the story, and that's why I feel a sense of wholeness and a sense of like everything's gonna be okay because of the journey of the progression of the whole thing, not just the outro, but from where you started and where you take me.
Yeah.
Because I don't get that feeling, that sense of, relief if I'm not taken on that ride.
Yeah.
Go into the why you have the skits where they are, and I mean that must have been fun just to record and include those things. But go into those.
So the skits, I have to give a big shout out to the Trials by Belts, friend of the show, friend of all of us.
Big friend of the program.
Biggie
Yeah.
Belts, biggie friend of the program for sure.
But because he put together this massive project with skits and a whole overlying story, and my favorite albums are like Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, like two of my favorite albums, and then like College Dropout, Late Registration. These all have skits in them, and I've always thought it's so impressive to like get a standard music listener to sit down and hear something other than the music and still have it all flow together. So that was why I included them. As for like the skits themselves, like the story I was trying to tell was, I mean, exactly what I talked about when we were going through Lullabies was when you're stuck in your room at night, you can't go to sleep, no one's awake, and like, what do you have to do? Like, but just sit there and think.
And your own thoughts, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the tape at the beginning and at the end too. Just starting that lullaby tape.
Yeah.
I really like that intro in there.
Like I said, it ties everything together, and it makes it all connect so seamlessly. And I mean, overall, congrats on the project, bro.
Thank you.
That's a huge feat, and I hope people watching enjoy the project and dive into it even more.
For real.
We're gonna take a quick break.
Quick
and,
five.
We'll be right back.
With your own Jakob G, Between Two Beards.
Between two
That's
beers.
right.
You're right. It's fucking hot.
I know. I took
Sweating,
mine in.
bro.
I wasn't joking. I was being real.
I was like, they right now though. Like it's hot. I was like, I'm gonna pull through the whole time, but then my pits started Brad Pitting out here.
Yeah, I started Brad Pitting. I started looking like Lincoln Burrows in Panama, okay? Getting
For
sweat
real,
stains.
for
If
real.
you haven't seen Prison Break.
Could you
all right?
imagine how they smell though? Like that's my
Probably
question.
so bad.
Right. Like you
So
haven't.
terrible.
Panama prison.
Yeah, dude, they haven't showered in years.
Smell like butthole and
And they poop in poop. Like they're literally sitting in poop while they're pooping on poop, and it's like they
water,
don't even wipe.
water, poop.
Literally, bro. Literally feces.
Ground they step on, poop.
Fertilization, possibly.
Food they eat,
Poop.
flecks of poop. And we're back
We're back.
on the podcast. We talked a lot about Sing Me to Sleep, your project. I have been really wanting to know though. We watched that what is it? That documentary or that movie, that Ice-T movie. What was it
yeah,
called? The Art of Rap.
The art of rap.
We watched
yeah.
that recently, and we had like a long hip hop conversation. We were talking about our favorite hip hop beats of all time, the most iconic hip hop beats. All three of us huge hip hop fans. I would say. Would you say?
You could say that.
You could say that.
Yeah, you could put that out there.
So when you think about some of the most iconic beats and iconic producers, what are some of the elements? What are the things you guys looking for? What are your guys' taste in hip hop? I guess is what I'm asking.
For me personally, I mean, y'all have heard it from me a million times. Anyone who's worked with me in music has heard this a million times. I don't care what the rest of the song sounds like. like the drums need to be on point. Like if the drums suck, the rest of the song sucks. Now I mean obviously this doesn't apply to like ballads where there's no drums.
Yeah.
But like if you're gonna have drums in this song, like they need to be on point, they need to hit perfectly, they need to be right in the mix, because there's so many ways to go wrong, but once you hit that sweet spot, it's like,
and you hear it, you know right away.
Yeah.
You hear it. Like when we I feel like when we look at beats, we're like, we listen to the first 5 seconds of the drums,
yeah.
and then we're like, nope.
Yep.
Or we're like, yep.
That's the kind of because you can put your own melody to it. You can really,
Right.
but strip it away if you have bad drums.
How it's hitting.
I can't, if I can't move my head to it, you know what I mean? That's why I always go back. If I think of like some of my favorite producers, DJ Premier, insane drums. Jay Dilla, crazy drums. Dr. Dre, maybe the most full low end of any producer ever, okay? Insane.
Timbaland got that.
Timbaland has a bounce to it. Thank you. That's exactly right. Like any producer that I'm looking at, I'm thinking, what are their drums doing first? I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, like I think a big one for me is like Pharrell, like
Yes.
because like I mean not only are his drums like good when he's doing like standard drums, but he plays with the sequencing of it all so much. Like one of my favorite things that he does is a big thing in hip hop right now is these like rapid hi-hats, right? Like hitting on every 16th note, or there's like hi-hat rolls where it's like just a quick triplet even in the 16th. But, you know, with Cash In, Cash Out, he had it just on every, like, I want to say, like, quarter note, eighth note. It was just...
Very basic, very simple.
Yeah, but it allowed the performers so much room to breathe, and it allowed, like, you know, the huge 808 in there to, like, really come alive. Like... even just stripping things back like that, it was first time I heard that song, I was like, this whole thing is just fucking genius.
Dude, I don't know. There's something about like a producer that knows, like, oh man, I keep going back to another producer is 6 by Logic, okay? And they just made this project. It's called College Park. And I was listening to like an interview or whatever, and they were making one of these songs, they just bring the MPC out in a fucking Maserati or some shit, or like a car, and they just make beats out there. Like, first of all, if y'all, Ethan, if you've made written songs before and shit,
Right,
like
right.
guitars and stuff, you've made beats. When you're creating a song or creating a hip hop beat, what you start with the drums, but like, what are some of the other production elements that you guys like to add in, and or what are some of the more production elements that you like in other hip hop beats?
You want to hit that first?
Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of like old music too, like not just like hip hop, like jazz and shit like that. So like when I hear like either like a trumpet or like a saxophone and like a hip hop beat, I'm like, damn, like Party on Fifth Ave.
Party on
Like
Fifth
that.
Ave.
I'm like, that's fucking fire, something like that type shit.
Yeah.
Some horns in there.
Some horns, any horn element in there, strings. I love. I'm anything with the orchestra.
Dude, my favorite thing is just solo saxophone.
You know,
Like
sax
you,
man.
if you have like, you know, like a solid groove, solid bass line, you know, maybe you got a few chords in there, you throw in one saxophone solo, like going across however long that section of the song is, it just 10 times better. Like you brought up They Reminisce Over You, and it's literally like
Yeah, that
it's
shit's so fire.
it's so
Man.
good.
There's
and
the
that just-
melody that they can make with just like those horns and those saxophones.
That
Oh,
one
shout-
that one
nice.
specifically brings me back.
Pete Rock.
Yo, Pete Rock, okay, the best kept secret. Check it
Yes,
out on
sir.
SoundCloud, the classic. But yo, remember that one? That was like our first one we
That
recorded
was-
in here.
Brought it back
Okay.
to the old school on that.
Shout
for
out
sure.
to the
Pete
Terrell, the trilogy on that one. But Pete Rock, I mean, DJ Premier, like I said, I mean, some of these producers that are still working today that like make like just insanely like just slappers, bro. Hit Boy, he's one of those he's like a new producer that makes like like golden age type hip hop music. To me, it gives me that same feel. So I would actually.
What are a couple songs Hit Boy done?
Well, he's done like all of the new, basically all the new Nas albums.
Oh, okay.
All the King Disease,
Okay, yeah.
Magic, and then he did I think one more with him. So if you haven't checked
okay.
those out, definitely check those out. I love Car 85. That's like a real soulful, like kind of more laid back one. You got Ultra Black, which is really good. Honestly, all three of the projects, they can't miss. Last segment in the show that we're gonna do today, all right, is rapid reactions.
Thank you.
Okay,
If I just want
I'm
to be
gonna-
a part of this.
I'm gonna go ahead.
He's excited.
I'm gonna go ahead. Pass this off.
Yeah, my phone died earlier.
Yeah.
I got issues with my chargers, my plugins.
Yeah,
don't-
he doesn't.
First of
use
all,
them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the problem. I just don't use
why
it.
is your phone always dead?
always.
Dude, I
Oh,
don't know.
I have been
bro.
okay. Well, before we do the rapid reactions, I have had a gripe with this man.
A gripe?
Gripe.
Gripe.
I've never heard that word before.
Well, you have today.
Yeah.
Is it like grip and
No.
grape?
No.
It's like a.
I have a problem.
Like a pet peeve.
A gripe.
Yeah. Exactly.
You've never heard that?
No, not once. But continue with your gripe about me, sir.
Your phone is always dead. Put it
Always
on the
dead.
charger.
Bro, you don't even call me anyway, bro.
I text you, and I don't get responses.
Yeah.
You just don't get the notification because your
Yeah, 'cause
fucking
my
phone's
phone's
dead.
Yeah.
No, it's bad. It's kind of like relieving though, you know. Like some people, like their phone dies and they're like, what am I gonna do? I'm like, nice. I got everything else I could do.
You're like,
I don't
no
have to
one-
worry about no one.
Your phone's off.
I just
no
blame
one
it.
else exists.
Ethan, why weren't you at practice today? I called you 4 times. Sorry, my phone was dead. You know, it's
Ethan, why
just
didn't you
easy.
get up? Ethan, why didn't you get up for working out today? Oh,
My
phone was
phone died.
phone was dead.
I use that all the time.
My alarm wasn't on.
Use
wasn't
that every
set.
single day.
Sorry, man, my phone's
No,
dead.
his
Oh, I
alarms
can't.
are
I
always
can't.
set.
Hey, can you give Belts a call quick? I think we gotta ask him.
I can't. Sorry, my phone's
dead.
Yeah, they get it. My phone dies a lot, so don't hit me up, okay? Don't hit me up. My phone's dead. But we got rapid reactions here with
Anyways.
Jacob G. Jacob G, you know what? I just want to say this. You know, thank you so much for coming on the
Thank
show.
you.
I know you're usually behind the camera, but today I think, you know, the people really learn more about you, and
Yes.
hopefully they go, if they haven't already, listen to Sing Me to Sleep.
Yes,
It's
please.
a beautiful project. Jacob G really opens up and makes you open up your legs. And, so we're going to get right to
Yes.
it here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
In 3, 2,
One.
1.
Bagels or English muffins?
Bagels.
Half full or half empty?
Full.
Favorite homemade meal?
Chicken.
Favorite video game?
Rocket League.
Favorite roommate?
Oh, don't do that, bro.
This is rapid. Hurry.
Gemma.
Oh, favorite song to pull up to a party to?
Thumb Shit by 42 Doug.
If one of us killed you, how would you like us to do it?
T-shirt cannon.
All right, favorite. That's so aggressive. Favorite anime?
Soul Eater.
If you were in Kung Fu and you went fishing and your master baited your hook, would you help your master bait his hook?
I'd jerk him off, sure.
All right, favorite song off your project?
Talking to ghosts.
Thank you. That is Rapid Reactions
you.
with Jacob G. You heard it here first. Go listen to Talking to Ghosts. Go listen to Sing Me to Sleep.
Jerk
right.
off your kung fu
Jerk,
masters.
jerk off. your masters. They deserved it.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
much.
so much again for joining. Thanks everyone for watching. Please subscribe to the Forever Free Entertainment, and please hit us up on Instagram, Sota Show.
Sota Show. Email us at f3entertainment507@gmail.com.
You got it this
Let's
week.
go. I'm
Let's
freaking
go. And where
memorizing
can they
shit.
find you and your stuff?
You can find me on Instagram at Hard Eye Music. You can find me on all music listening platforms. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, please, if you can. That's
Yes.
Jakob G, Jakob space G. Yeah, I'm the kid with the hard eyes. You'll catch me around.
2, 1.
It
was raining my whole day today, from sunset to sunrise, and I could feel your presence in the shadow of sunlight. I just wanna say your name, but not in the past tense. I just can't stop thinking about what could have been. I went outside and tried to throw my words to the wind, letters I can't bring myself to write with a pen. Some way we can stay in touch while one of us can, so there'll be less catching up when we meet again. Talking to go, talking to go, talking to go, talking to go. Last words, I'll catch you later, bro. I'm still waiting, though. Where'd you go? Last word, I think I'm staying in tonight. Thanks for coming over, you can come back anytime. Last words, last thing I ever heard you say. Outside, I feel your breeze, at least you're trying to hold up to my memories from before you said goodbye. Talking to ghosts, talking to ghosts, talking to ghosts.